For today's video, I think I'm actually just going to do a stack wedging session, and the reason for that is because I mentioned in the past few videos, I really want to work on my short game, but also because my subscription for the stack is expiring next week, so I just want to try and use it again to decide if I want to continue to paying for that subscription or not, because I believe it's $100 a year. Also, before I get started today, someone was asking about my screen setup, so I wanted to kind of show that here. So I'm going to bring my camera with me and I'll kind of show you how it's all set up. So first, I don't know how well you can see it because my garage door track is right there, but I have those pieces of wood that are attached to the ceiling, and then I have one right there and one on the other side, and then I have a Metex motorized roller. I think it was a custom size I got that goes the entire length of the screen. So there's that one, and here's the other one over here. So again, it's all the way over here, but it's the same thing there. And then I'll roll the screen down and I'll show you how I have it all attached. And what I really like about it is it's just a remote control. So I have it programmed to my length. So I'll just hit the down button, it'll go down, and then I'll show how I have it attached. So here's the screen all the way down. It does go to the floor now, almost. My garage is a little curved here. So what's interesting to me though, you'd think it'd be the opposite, but the middle kind of touches and the ends are a little up, but that might be because how I have them attached. And I'm using elastic bungees for that, and here those are. Those are the elastic bungees I'm using, and I actually had to double up because the screen is a lot heavier than the previous one. So I have to use 2 of those bungees per loop just to keep the screen from sagging. And there you can see what it looks like on the backside. I just wrap those around the roller. Personally, I wish I could find some way to use those slots to get the screen to stay in, because I think it'd just be a lot cleaner and look better. But that is the solution that I've been using. It's been working. I just really wish I could find a way to use those slots and keep the screen in that way, because I just, like I said, I think it would be a cleaner look. And then in the video I had 8 or so months ago, before I got this screen, there was about a 12-inch gap that I had that I would put wedge pillows in, and I tried different things. Well, balls were still getting underneath and I was hitting the garage door. So I kind of looked it over. I thought about it. I think my plan was to always get a bigger screen, but I decided that I'd rather do it now or at that time, and then instead of wait. So I got the bigger screen that actually goes basically from the top of my roller to the floor, and then I got it as wide as I could to still fit within my garage door track. The original screen I did, I wanted that 9:16 ratio. I think I'm still really close to the 9:16 ratio, but now the picture doesn't necessarily always fill up the screen. I decided personally that not having balls be able to fit under, to me, was more important than the perfect ratio and the border and everything. And also now I don't need to connect the corners of the screen with the chains that I used to do, because the screen is heavier. So the ball does still bounce into it, but the screen pretty much almost always comes back into place, or at least not enough for me to care to fix it after each shot. So I've just been a lot happier with the setup that goes to the floor. I hope that helped answer any questions for anyone that was wondering about that. And then I'm going to get started with the stack wedging now. When I originally started doing the stack wedging, I had this little stand I printed out of PLA, which it worked fine, but it just was kind of weak. And when it got hot in my garage, that PLA kind of melted and warped and deformed. So then I made a different stand just out of 2x4s and stuff like that, and it worked okay, but honestly, it was pretty ugly. So yesterday I actually printed a new stand here, which it's kind of a thick one, but it's just this here. And the reason I did that is my stack radar has to be raised off the ground because of my setup for me to get accurate readings. So I'm going to set this up here and I'm going to get started doing the stack. So one thing I'm kind of wondering as I set this up, and I don't remember, I'll have to check again. It's giving me recommended clubs, which is fine. I just don't remember if I can actually set the clubs that I have available in my bag or not. So I'll have to look into that. But right now, that's fine. That's the club I'm going to use, which is now my 58 degree, and I'm going to go and get started. It's asking me to warm up now, and I should. I'm not going to. Looks like there are some warm-up shot options. I am at least going to do that. So right now it looks like I'm just warming up, trying to get 70 to 110 yards with my lob wedge, which should be pretty much a full lob wedge. One thing I am going to do a little differently than I normally do is the stack radar is set to 1,000 feet elevation. The closest I could get was 996 feet, which it's within 4 feet, so it really should make a difference. But this is one of those instances where I wish I could just like type in the number and get the exact number I want, so I could have it exactly 1,000 feet elevation, 1,000 feet elevation. I also have them both set to 70 degrees. The stack does not let me set humidity, but the R50 does, and I'm not sure what like a normal humidity would be, so I have it at 55%. Also, one more thing with my setup here, you can see right now I don't have the curtains closed, but this is how easy that is. And the main reason I have the curtains over here is to hopefully slow down any errant shots. I had that lesson at GOLFTEC yesterday, and so I'm really trying to focus on, for me, it's kind of pushing up with my right leg to get the turn and then kind of pointing up with my chest. And that's kind of getting me everything in line. So that's what I'm trying to do with these warm-up shots here. So that one I did not get my leg as straight. It's going to take one more warm-up swing here. All right, let's get started. Okay, it looks like I have 2 shots to try and hit 55 yards with my lob wedge. And that should be the carry number is what I'm looking for here. Okay, that was a little long, so let's try a little bit less of a swing here and see if I can get close to that 55 yards. $60 yards, not quite there. A little long. Okay, now it looks like same club, aiming for 74 yards now. Oh, 72 on the stack and 74 on the garment, so that was close. Not perfect, but close. Back to 55 yards here. 50 yards. A little more now. $49 yards. Close, not there yet. Back to 74 yards. Short by 10 yards. That one went so straight in line with itself that you can't even see like where it came down left or right. That's kind of cool. So I'm not putting enough on it for 55 yards. This is interesting practice here because these are random yardages, but they're within that range I really want to work on this off season. So I want to improve, and this is kind of a way I can measure my progress. I do like that. So I'm going to see how it goes, but it's something I really think I should keep doing. 55 yards. Uh, 57 yards, 56 yards, really close. But that one I kind of pulled a little bit too. $57 yards, 57 yards. That's showing progress already after, was this my third or fourth attempt at 55 yards? See if I can get any better with the 74-yard range here. Uh, 68 yards. Close. I just need a little bit more. The only thing that I'm not doing that I probably should be doing is, yeah, I'm paying attention to how many yards it is in my swing during this session, but I'd probably be better off if I was actually thinking like, oh, this is a quarter swing, or if I was doing the clock system, this is a 9 o'clock swing. I really should be doing that. $69 yards, so a little short still. Back to 55 yards. And if you've watched any of my other stack wedging videos, I don't think there's too many of them. It's not always only 2 yardages. Just today it's 2 yardages, but other times I've seen, I think I've had up to 4 or 5 different yardages even. Way short. $52 yards. Didn't hit it great. 50 yards on the stack. $75 yards, 76 yards. It was close, a little long there. And I did kind of personally do a little clock. To me, that was 11 o'clock, and that's really close. Now, to me, it felt like 11 o'clock. What it actually was, who knows? Well, it's a little long again. And this one, I think I have to do what feels kind of like a 9 o'clock to me. And it's like 6, 7, 8, 9. So really, 9 should probably be more in the middle. So it's probably more of an actual 8 o'clock. I'm probably making them too short. So probably an 8 o'clock is what I need. I hit behind it. That's why that one's so short. Maybe I do need the 9 o'clock. That was way better. So maybe 55 yards is 9 o'clock for me. Back to 74 yards, and this is 11 o'clock. Oh, I kind of hit that thin, so 80 yards long. Not terrible, especially for a miss hit. And a little short that time. Getting closer though, I'm kind of learning my number at least, if anything, I'm doing that. So 55 yards here should be about a 9 o'clock swing for me. $55, $53. It's close. $49 and $48. Not sure why I went shorter there, but I did have kind of a weird follow through, I think. $75, $76. Is that where I'm done now? Or is this my best score? I'm not really sure what that was on the screen right there. $78, $78. So now it's a little long. And it looks like I'm done with that session. So that was my stack wedging for today, at least on video. I might do more later off camera. I do understand these practice sessions might not be as cool as the course flyovers and me playing a few holes. So just let me know if you're okay with me mixing some of these in here or not, because when I record the videos, one thing it helps me do is actually do the work. So that's kind of a accountability thing, is why I like recording these videos. I know not everyone wants to see the practice videos, but let me know, am I okay to mix them in, or do you just want more of the course flyovers and stuff like that? Because I do enjoy making all these videos, but I also want to make sure that I'm making content that you guys want to watch. So just let me know. Otherwise, thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I really do appreciate all of you. Thank you.